Greetings, YouTube. I apologize that yesterday's video went up late. I didn't notice that I told it to publish at 4 p.m. and not midnight. Well, today I'm going to talk about being white. I'm the whitest person you're probably ever going to meet short of an albino. I'm the whitest white boy in White Town. Always have been. I don't like the sun. I work nights. I sleep in the daytime. I'm one step shy of a vampire. And over the course of my life, I have come to realize that there are distinct privileges to being white. And I'm going to link to two videos. One is by a woman who's very well spoken about the nature of her personal experience with racial inequality on a very personal level. And the second is by a man named Tim Wise, and he discusses the artificiality of the white-black dilemma and how the 1% elite use that rift, that artificial rift between white poor and black poor to keep everything going the way they want it to go. That they use class warfare as a tool. And part of that class warfare is racial divide. But the first story deals with a woman buying groceries. It's innocuous. We all do it. I do it every Friday. I go buy groceries. In this particular instance, she's going to buy groceries, and she's with her sister-in-law. And this woman is black. Her sister-in-law is half black. Her sister-in-law passes. She can look white. And I've encountered people that can do that. People of mixed racial backgrounds that are very capable of very easily appearing as either of their racial backgrounds, depending on their personal affectations, their attire, their behaviors, their mannerisms. It's kind of interesting to see it happen. And the cashier engages her sister-in-law, who appears white, and doesn't ask for an ID when she writes a check. And when the black woman steps up, she does not get engaged. The cashier just shuts herself down, just does her job, says nothing. When it comes to get the check approved so she can pay for her groceries, she starts making this woman leap through formal hoops, making sure that she's not on the list of people that have been caught passing bad checks in the past. Didn't do that for the white person. And there you have an example. Now, there's one or two things going on with that cashier. One, she's racist. It's possible. They're everywhere. And two, which is far, far more terrifying, she doesn't know what she's doing. That she has bought in to the whole idea so completely that she just does this subconsciously. And that's terrifying. If you are doing things and you don't know why you're doing them, that's a sign that something is not right. I know this as a sufferer of anxiety and depression. I know what it's like to do things you don't want to do. Of finding yourself caught in a trap, of finding yourself in a rut, a neurotic, a pathway in your mind, synapses forcing you to think a certain way. But you don't have to do that. You can go in a new way and think in a different manner, and you don't have to do that same thing you did yesterday and the day before and the day before that. You can change who you are. You can move in a new direction. You do not have to live up to the standards of class warfare that have been established to divide those of us who should be together. If all the racial inequality issues in America were laid out in front of everybody without race attached, they would stop fighting each other, and they would turn around and they would ask the people that created this entire structure and say, we want you to stop this. That this is about class warfare. This is about racial inequality as a tool of class warfare. And some people on every spectrum of racial appearance and background and ethnicity have fallen for this. Now, personally, I don't view race as a real thing. To me, there is one race. It's human. But I use the term race, and I use the term racism and racist because the racists and those that practice racism do. And when they stop using those terms, I will stop using those terms. When they stop trying to create the divide that really doesn't exist, driving a wedge between people who should be together, I'll stop using that language. So, today's video is about white privilege, class warfare, about somebody trying to buy groceries and be treated with respect, and about a man talking about how the elite has used these tools for centuries to keep the people apart who should be working together, for asking for true social and economic justice. And that's where all our interests lie now, isn't it? And they really, really don't want you thinking about